up everybody, my name is Griff and welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a long time. I'm glad to be back. There were some issues that I had to work out and I'm sorry, but I'm back now and I will explain everything in due time, I promise. But today, in the theme of October, I felt like it was a good idea to read some scary stories. I'll be reading them off my phone. Speaking of October, I do have plans on doing some more scary stuff. I don't know when I'm going to do this, but I'm going to do them soon, I promise. But for today, we're just going to stick with some scary stories that I find online. So let's look them up real fast. Here's a good one. It says 12 terrifying ghost stories you shouldn't read alone. I don't know how many of these I'm going to get through because I don't know how many there are. But we're gonna see. We're gonna see what this is. Whether you believe in ghosts or not, it's tough not to get freaked out when you're alone and you hear something bump in the night or hear a voice. The stories below will freak you out, so it's best to read these with somebody. Oh boy, I'm alone. Smiles just left. Also, it's 3 a.m. Oh, past 3 a.m. It's like 3:17, but like, same difference really. The stories below will freak you out, so it's best you read these with someone, preferably a friend and not a stranger. You've decided to creep up behind on the street. Why would you do that? Okay, whatever. Let's continue reading. Alright, the cell phone. A couple of months ago, my friend's cousin, a single mother, bought a new cell phone. After a long day of work, she came home, placed her phone on the counter, and went to watch TV. Her son came to her and asked if he could play with her new phone. She told him not to call anyone or mess with text messages, and he agreed. Around 11:20, she was drowsy, so she decided to tuck her son in and go to bed. She walked into his room and saw that he wasn't there. She then ran over to her room to find him sleeping on her bed with the phone in hand. Relieved, she picked her phone back up from his hand to inspect it. Browsing through it, she noticed only minor changes such as a new background banner. But then she opened up her saved pictures. She began deleting the pictures he had taken until only one new picture remained. When she first saw it, she was in disbelief. It was her son sleeping on her bed, but the picture was taken by someone else above him, and it showed the left half of an elderly woman's face. Okay, that's a little creepy. If I picked up a phone, started deleting pictures that I wasn't sure of, and found a picture like that, I would call the police. Just saying. Hello, officer. I would like to report a break-in. Yes, sir. Where is the address? So-and-so address. It's gonna be a little weird to explain. How so? Well, you see, my son was playing with my phone, and he started taking pictures. And when I went to delete them, I found one that wasn't one that he took, but it was of him. But it was like an elderly woman's face standing above him. Ma'am, are you sure you don't have like any older relatives living with you? It is just me and my son that lives here. I don't know who this woman is. I don't know where she came from. I've never seen this woman before. That's how I'd imagine that conversation to go, and it's a little creepy, to be honest. Okay, this next one is called Ghost Bro. My house was built in 1904. It is a single-family home, wood frame setting on a concrete block foundation. I have been living here for about 12 years. Of all the weird things that my siblings and me have seen or heard in this house, this one event is my favorite. This happened to my brother about 10 years ago, my brother and his best friend had started a garage band playing mostly Spanish rock, okay? Alternative music, but in Spanish. His friends could only get together on Sunday afternoons. They would practice into the early evening, and they would usually call it quits by 8 p.m. This was the time I usually showed up and went to bed because I worked the graveyard shift. This happened in late fall, so the days were getting shorter. They had just finished a long session when the decision to head to someone else's house came about. My brother handed his car keys to his buddy so they could load up the equipment. Everyone had filed out of the basement, but the tricky part was that they needed to walk all the way to the back of the basement, up the back stairs, through the kitchen doorway, down the hall, into the living room, and out into the front porch. Everyone was outside sitting in my brother's truck waiting for him. My brother was walking up the back stairs when he remembered that he had left his pancakes in a to-go container sitting on a speaker in the basement. He made the decision to go back. Now the basement is not clean, with full sight lines. There had been partitions made, and the boiler and main heating unit are right smack in the middle. So after my brother walks back, he is about to retrieve his food container when out of the corner of his eye he sees it. It is a shadowy figure right at his peripheral vision. What? Guys, I can't talk apparently. It was a shadowy figure right at his peripheral vision. This feeling of dread and unease washed over my brother. He had been taught that if you are in the presence of a spirit or ghost, and you felt a bad vibe, to say quick prayer or to cuss at it. Okay, my brother chose the latter, and he basically told it, hey, can't say that word on YouTube. I don't have time for this. Can't say that word on YouTube. My brother started to walk to the back of the basement and briskly up the stairs, closing the doors and turning off lights as he walked out. As he was walking out. The last light switch is on the opposite side of the front door. Luckily the door was open and the light from the street lamp was flooding the living room with its amber light. Okay? My brother said he felt something at his back, but at no point did he turn around. As he flicked the last switch in the living room, the living room went dark, as did the rest of the house. As he stepped out, he pulled on the door, closing it behind him. Still holding his food container in one hand, he jogged down the few porch steps. He walked towards the front gate. Our house resides far from the main street, essentially having a large front yard, but no rear garage. As he closed the gap between himself and his friend-laden truck, he kind of smiled and thought things over his head, mad at himself for spooking out when there was no reason. He climbed into the driver's side of the truck, putting on his seatbelt and getting ready to pull out of the parking spot directly in front of his house. When one of his friends asked, "Hey, wait, what about your brother? Isn't he coming with us?" My brother answered, "What do you mean? What do you mean he went to work early tonight? He is already gone. Do you see his car anywhere?" The next question they asked, "So then who was walking behind you when you were leaving the house?" That one's got chills running up my spine. Oh my gosh. Was this a good idea? Probably not. Okay. I'm gonna end it here. But if you want more videos like this, do me a huge favor. Smash that like button, hit subscribe, turn on post notifications, share this video with your friends, and I'll see you next time. Peace out.